I tell you I was on my mind?
Yeah. I wanna take it to you.
Can I get a couple of things off my chest?
I need you what they want. Why's high, why's high? It's your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your nephew, your friend, but I can't be his son as you can folk. William Jewell. Well, giving you my detail as I articulate. This is articulating rap, rap, rap. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you hit the button down below and turn all the notifications on so you can get all the new content when I post it. I just came here to articulate and give you my detail of hip hop from a far away and close up view, right? Telescopic and microscopic. Because that's how I feel it should be broken down. And as you can see by the hat and as you can see by the shirt, Gloria, and maybe the song I was singing, before I started speaking, I just witnessed a great tour. I just witnessed something that, this generation should really appreciate a performer, two performers, two people that really showed their love and passion for music last night on the AT&T Stadium, the home that Jerry built. And it was packed to the brim. It was rocking, it was shaking. You could feel the energy, you could feel the vibes, and it was very real. No bots were harmed, right? No bots was there. I didn't see any computer chips being littered on the ground. I just saw humans, vibing, no altercations, no angriness, just euphoria, right? And yes, I love the show, right? But my only critique of the show is just the co-headlining part of it. Simply because the energy shifts tremendously when SZA is doing her own set, then Kendrick comes back to his own set. So if I want to be nitpicky, if I really want to pick a criticism of this co-headlining tour, that would be my criticism because they're two different energies, R&B and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop, real lyricism, and sometimes some poppy type of music with SZA. So it's just a big energy shift, but at the same time, it's nothing to be disappointed about. It's just a critique because if you're not a huge fan of Kendrick or you're not a huge fan of SZA, I think Kendrick can make you a fan with his performance just because the energy, right? And everybody around you singing along to those songs. Because I feel like the main or the majority of the viewers are coming to see Kendrick. And then you got SZA fans that are there as well to see her. So now it kind of puts in perspective when we talk about did Kendrick help SZA or did SZA help Kendrick? And to me, that show was a definite reflection of who was really helping who, right? Just because it was just the energy in the crowd, and you knew who the crowd came to see. And I feel like Kendrick did do SZA a favor. And that's not to minimize or marginalize her ability to sing, to perform, to be popular, to be heard. It doesn't, but it just also showcases the kindness, the generosity, and the willing to uplift others as they elevate as well. And he's done that with Black Hippie. He's done that with Dave Free. He's done that with TDE. He's done that with AZ Shike, Dodie Six, even though he might not feel like it, and he's doing it with SZA. I don't think SZA is doing anything to heighten Kendrick Lamar's brand than it already is. Right? What he's done in the rap battle with Drake, that was enough. Whatever he's done with SZA, it's helped him musically as far as Luther, right? It's helped him as far as Gloria. It's helped him, all of the stars, all of the lights, whatever you want to call that song. I think it's all the stars. I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, we know Kendrick Lamar was always the focal point on each song. So, and I hate to do that with SZA because this is a thing that we can congratulate them both. But I feel like from a telescopic view, hey, SZA and Kendrick are working together in camaraderie. They're both helping each other out, and they're good friends. And also, I love the skits. I love uh, the middle parts between set changes and things like that. I really love that because when you saw the skit that they were showing about what Kendrick Lamar was being questioned by the attorney, it's not one whole disposition. It's not one whole video by itself. It's broken up into different parts. The one whole video by themselves, it's when they were in the gas station and they was talking, and Kendrick Lamar, he went in the gas station to get some things. So I'll let y'all, I ain't gonna spoil too much, but I'll let y'all check it out when y'all get a chance. But man, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to SZA because she put on a great show, great production. Just her stage setup, the GNX, and just using those earthy vibes that SZA has blended in as well, because that's why you see this grass. That's why you see that Saturn within the city of, GNX, right? The city lights, and the way that they even made the shirt is like a combination of both. So shout out to them. I ain't gonna be too long winded. I just want to give them a shout out. Me and my wifey, we went. She really loved it. She really enjoyed it. Next time we just gonna be closer. Next time we just gonna spend the money just because this is one concert that both of us, this one artist, Kendrick Lamar is one artist that we just really love, and we might as well, spend the bread to be as close as we can to get the full experience and enjoying in that concert. But I feel like we was close enough. But next time, just go ahead and break bread. All right, and uh, we can continue to go on. So it's been a lot of things that's going on in the news. Some not hip hop related, but in hip hop culture in that context is somewhat important, or we should be talking about. But so to switch topics, and I'm gonna come back to music. Right, I want to go back to y'all favorite uncle, somebody that I called my older cousin because everything he was doing, the three Atrix, the stuff with Ja Morant's dad, the stuff with Michelle on the phone, uh, everything that Shannon Sharpe had been involved in, the stuff with the comedians, you know, all that stuff with the Cat Williams interview. Just to me, he was pretty much showing a side of himself that was entertaining, but also a side of himself that was insecure, that was being exposed. So as he was showcasing his talents and ability, and as he was rising to prominence and to dominating that social media content when it comes to interviews and those sound bites that he gets from people on Club Shay Shay, there was some criticisms, right? There was some insecurities pointed out, and you could see that he was the sensitive athlete. He was being hypocritical about other athletes being. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want any criticism. He didn't want anybody having to question his talent or his motive or his intentions. Right? He wanted to do all the creativeness, all the content, and not have any accountability to it. He wanted talk shit to Ja Morant's dad on the court at a Lakers game like he was really going to do something, right? And have the nerve to tell Ja what he needs to do off the court. And by the way, that case was dismissed with that young child. So, Ja Morant, the Ja Morant case, let me be clear, the Ja Morant case with the guy at Foot Locker that he got into an altercation with. I don't think it was at Foot Locker or maybe at his home about a basketball game. They said he pulled a gun on a kid. Well, that case was dismissed. So, as we carry on, like, I just saw Shannon Sharpe for what Shannon Sharpe was. Right, and a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, you turned down Shannon Sharpe. You turned down the black man. Now don't you see what he's going through? He's going through turmoil. If anything, we need to do, we need to be on his side. We need to be showing him support. We need to be lifting him up." Dr. Umar said he was supportive as long as he gave up snow bunnies. Stephen A. showed his support, but we don't know if he's going to get back to ESPN. Shannon Sharpe, the NFL tight end, brolic, beefy, buff, bold with his wordplay, energetic. Like Shannon Sharpe, when I played ball and saw him playing ball, he was an athlete that I looked up to. Dark-skinned man, right? Just like myself. Coming from a smaller school, going into the NFL and becoming a Hall of Famer, that inspiration that anybody coming from the bottom to the top needs. Shannon Sharpe was all that. Just like Puff Daddy was that for me. You know what I'm saying? Just like Jay-Z was that for me. Just like Kendrick Lamar. Just like, all these other artists and entertainers are like that for me, inspiration. But I'm old now, and I'm not as easy to persuade, right? I'm grown and I'm wiser, and I'm not easy to get caught up in the group think. I've evolved, right? I love my black people, but as they say, our thoughts are not a monolith. And basically, when we come down to it, we talking about Shannon Sharpe getting in trouble with this young white lady, Gabrielle Zuniga. She's suing him with her attorney, Tony Busby, the same Tony Busby that tried to accuse Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old with P. Diddy, the same Tony Busby that settled 23 or 27 lawsuits towards Deshaun Watson when it came to the massage butt play. That's the same guy that we're talking about. That's who she's using. And at the same time, it makes her look a certain way. But the fact that she's young, she was 19 when they met, she's 20 now. It raises some eyebrows. It raises a cause to pause, especially when we see some of the text messages. We look back and we see. Oh, from the telescopic view, we just saying, "Oh, Shannon Sharpe, he wasn't doing nothing. He was just trying to mess with a little young chick. She tripping. She saying whatever she want to say. There ain't nothing really big about that." But when we start to break down Shannon Sharpe, the man, as Kendrick broke down Drake, we can see some things of how he landed himself in this position. And to me, as long as she's grown, like, I don't care. Right? I know people going to be like, "Man, her mind's not developed. She's not grown. How can you not care? Doesn't that sound weird? Doesn't that sound disgusting?" Like, I look at it like this. It's weird if you knew this girl when she was a little girl and you waited until she got to 18, 19. That's weird. But when you see a woman, you see a woman. Now, does she look 20-something when you see her? Yeah, maybe so. But you're not seeing her as a child because you never knew her as a child. You're only seeing her as a woman. So as a man, I say, to be honest, it's not that gross. It's not gross to me that he was messing with this young lady. Let's get that out the way, right? I mean, as long as she was of age, it's not gross because he did not know her when he was a child. She was a child. He did not groom this lady. This is a lady he met. She happened to be how old she happened to be, but the attraction was there, and she happened to be of age. So from there, you just go on. But at the same time, the choking stuff, all the kinky stuff, the freakiness that Shannon Sharpe was about, I think that's more of him sabotaging his own self, because you got to be able to control your manhood. You got to be able to control those parts. And at the end of the day, you want to knock some down, bust a nut, feel good, right? Sometimes you ain't got to do all that kinkiness. Like, if you got to do all that kinkiness to get hard, to feel like you are having a good experience, then that's different. Like, if you just see sex as a whole event and you want to go through the whole role play and yeah, that's just a different type of level. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying, if you want those sexual desires met, let's meet them, because at the end of the day, you just want to bust a nut. The nut is the most important thing of actually having sex, I feel like, for a man. So I just feel like, hey, y'all going through some very crazy means to get to a nut at the end of the day. And it's just too freaky. It's just too freaky. Like, as an athlete, as an NFL player, Shannon Sharpe should already know to be careful. He played for Denver Broncos. Denver, Colorado was the same place that Kobe was brought up on rape charges, or the R word. Like, he should know better. That's the issue. He should know better. He should move smarter. Not that he needs to date a woman his own age. Not that he needs to be suppressing his kinkiness. It's more so move how you need to move to protect yourself. And if you're not moving like you need to move to protect yourself, because the fact that you're saying you're going to choke somebody, like, that's not protecting yourself. Like, you could be recorded at any time. You know how much money you're worth. You know how valuable you are. You know how somebody could turn something on you. So you got to be a better, you got to be thoughtful when it comes to words. And at the end of the day, like, we can't talk to women like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've even said some crazy shit back in the day to a woman. I didn't do nothing, but it was just the fact that I was verbally abusive. And, like, back then when you're young, you're not thinking it. But as you're older, that's verbally abusive. Like, you just think you saying some shit, but it's really doing harm. It's really doing hurt to somebody's psyche and their emotional and mental capacity. It's doing damage. So I feel like he's old enough to know not to say what he's saying. Like, if he gonna keep it freaky, keep it freaky. There's a way he can do that and keep everything secret. But whatever he was doing that wasn't in that way is what allowed these things to be spilled out, allowed him to be accused of something like this. And me and my wife was talking about it. Athletes are entitled, and they're arrogant. I think he was more entitled. I don't think he was arrogant. I think he was entitled in essence, as far as not thinking that this could happen to him. Thinking that he covered all the, all the holes. He covered all the bases, and nothing should be you know what I'm saying? Nothing should be striking out, but it happened. It happened. So maybe that's entitlement, maybe that's arrogance. I don't know. Do I believe he did it? To be honest, at this point, it's like people don't want to say that he didn't do anything, but people want to say they support him. just because of the fact of the charges being brought on him and who they're being brought by. And the message he's shown, people are saying that those messages are damaging. Like, yeah, you should have let her put that out, your freakiness out, and then you could have doubled back and uh put the other messages out. But I don't think you yourself had to reveal what type of talk y'all was on. But I ain't gonna rant. I ain't gonna I ain't gonna I ain't gonna rant. Why does one of our greats always have to fall victim? Puff, R. Kelly, Malcolm, Martin. And I'm not lumping these people in the same category as being people of integrity. I'm just saying a black great with skills, talent, something to serve the culture. And they had their life taken, their freedom taken, and just their overall dignity and character stripped from them. Bill Cosby, right? These things are being taken away. Our greats. I'm tired of seeing our greats in this type of position. I'm tired of seeing our greats ascending to the higher heights and falling face forward when they know better. They know that the eyes are watching. They know that the ears are listening. They know that the predators are seeing them as prey for the lawsuits. They know. It's not about white, but if we do our research, it's usually the white girls that put these guys behind bars or put them in a predicament that they can't get out of, my brother. I am so tired of you guys thinking with your head that's not attached to your neck. Like, that's the downfall of men. Bill Clinton, that's the downfall of men. Kanye West, that's the downfall of men. So, there's so many other people that we can point to, that reached rock bottom because they were thinking with other heads. But I guess we'll go on and we'll keep it on sports since I'm going a little ham. And then I guess we're gonna make this a little bit longer than usual because I did speak on that topic for a little longer than I actually wanted to. But I guess we have to talk about Shedeur Sanders and him falling to the 144th pick in the fourth round by the Cleveland Browns. And his brother, it's should be noted that his brother went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent. I mean, to be honest, it's crazy because this is making me a fan of Shedeur Sanders if he can overcome it. Right? I didn't like Shedeur. I didn't like his I didn't like how he came across. Let's say it like that. Like, we talk about confidence. Like, y'all being very cliche when we talking about they don't like to see a confident black man. Like, it's a difference between confidence and arrogance and just feeling like you're above everything. Right? It's a difference between being confident, right? That's the confidence is not an issue. Like, if he actually went into these interviews unprepared, getting called out by being unprepared and not liking being called out, because ain't nobody but his daddy coached him. He's not used to getting discipline from other men. That's what it seems like. You supposed to be the number one, the number two quarterback chosen on this draft board. They were saying that at the beginning of the season, and now you're the 144th pick. Tyler Shaw, a dude from Louisville. I've never heard of him a day in my life, got drafted before you. Jalen Milroe. Dylan Gabriel, right? Who else is it? Cam Ward, Jackson Dart. None of these guys was on my radar. It was all about Shedeur Sanders, the Heisman runner-up. The one that made Travis Hunter an Heisman. The one that put Colorado up on his shoulders and lifted them up and almost got to the Big 12 championship. Almost got to the college football playoff. Almost doesn't count. And it was a lot of hype. Deion, I'm going to control where he goes. He's not going to go to none of these franchises. Archie Manning had control over Peyton and Eli. I want to have the same control over my sons. What's wrong with that? You see, the NFL don't like when a black man have control of things. They only care about a white man having control of things. But, bro, why did you not be a professional? Because at the end of the day, they dealing with his daddy and they dealing with him. And he has not been coached by anybody really but his daddy. So we know that Prom is always trying to be involved. And when we talk about the NFL, like, you don't get involved with the coaching staff as a parent. You can say what you want to say, but this is Prime Deion Sanders. Prime time. He has a voice. He has a platform. He is a legend. He's one of the greatest that the NFL has seen. And there's no way that he's not going to have something to say about how you're coaching his son. There's just no way. And the platform that he has to say it on is going to have a lot of echo chambers coming out of it. So I could see why a coach like Mike Tomlin wouldn't want to put his friendship with Deion Sanders on the line, because Pittsburgh still didn't draft a quarterback. I could see why Dallas Cowboys didn't want to draft him even as a backup for Dak, because Jerry Jones didn't want to diminish their friendship. I could see why. But this cockiness, this arrogance, oh, nobody likes a confident black man. They're going to buck break him. This ain't buck breaking. Yes. This is putting somebody in their place. But you can only break a buck if he's broken. You can only break a buck if he's broken. Right? So if you can't do that and he remains resilient and he remains put together and he remains internally solid, there's nothing you can do to break him. And that's why I'll be a fan. That's what I want to see, because we know that he's a potential starter in the NFL. Now he has all these things. He got the NIL money. Could he miss like $30-some million? Yeah, he missed like $30 million in this draft. There's no mistake about it. He lost $30 million by being brash, by being overconfident, by being arrogant, by not being professional, by saying things he want to say because of who his daddy is and because who he thought he was. Right? He overvalued himself, and we'll see. Because at the end of the day, we have to take accountability too in the black community. Like, things are unfair. But if that's not our league, and even if that was our league with black coaches, with all black people running everything, and he still came into these meetings doing the things that he did, that would still be unprofessional, and that still would not be a good business decision. So I'm trying to take the race out of it. Right? But the fact that it did happen to a black man and it's not happened to a white guy ever that I'm aware of, then that's where the racial tones are at play. Right? Because this is not the first time this has happened to a black man. Like, not in this exact way, but, you know, people are comparing this to similar to Kaepernick. That's just some Food for thought. Now we got to go back to music. I know I've been talking a lot, but I'm gonna be quick because Rayvon is not that big of an artist. I've been raving about Rayvon uh, for the last year, just what he was doing when Joey Badass wanted to send shots to the West. Impossible Patties, he came back with that other freestyle the first time. I can't even think of it right now. And he made it his mission to roll out that album to get as much eyes on him as possible. And I think it really did him a favor because the good, bad, and the dollar menu was a byproduct of his ambition and his ability to be eager to get out in front of things when it comes to competitiveness in hip hop. And we all know Rayvon can rap with the best of them. His wordplay is good, but I believe he showed his versatility on this album, being able to make those beats or those songs that are energetic, that can get you lifted, right? That can get you, in a feel good spirit, but also talk to him, talking about his mom, going through the drug addiction, talking about his stepfather, how he was raised as a kid, how he was verbally abused, and how his childhood upgrowing or coming up was. And I think he kind of nailed it, but I don't think he could do it the service that he wanted to in 11 tracks, which is why I appreciated this album. But I felt like he could have did a little bit more with the skits to narrate the story, because the good, bad, the dollar menu, I feel like I understood the concept of where he was going, because we equate the dollar menu to barely having a pot to piss into, being poor, and the good, the bad, and the poor, the dollar menu, the less valuable things in life, the less valuable women in life. But you still need some sustenance. You still need to be fulfilled, and you're getting fulfilled with the cheap things in life, right? The cheap tricks, the pony and dog show. You're being fulfilled with, the things that aren't as quality, you know what I'm saying? Aren't as valuable as they present themselves to be. And I understood what he was trying to do with this album, but I just don't think he did it all the way. I hate to be critical because I love this album. The productions, Isaiah Rashad, J Rock from TDE. I love the lady that was singing. I think it was Sydney. Uh, I love the album. 11 tracks, nice and sweet. But just his thought on the good, bad, and the dollar menu, I don't think that was a complete thought to me. Now, maybe when I go back and listen a little bit more, maybe it will come to mind. But that's my really nitpick, I guess, of this album. That's my main critique. I feel like the lyrics was great. He really was able to break down and articulate what he want to about his story, while still being lyrical and giving us the wordplay. With the production, it kept us entertained. It kept us attentive, giving us some highs and lows. And conceptually, like, the whole album sounded good if you listen through 11 tracks straight through. Everything was good about this album. Nothing was bad about this album. But I wanted more from the concept of this album. And I feel like Rayvon did the best he could. But that would be my only nitpick or gripe with it. And then we go to Belly Gang Cushington. The streets is yours. And to be honest, bum 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 bum, I might have to put this in my album of the year. I might have to put this in my album of the year because this is refreshing. Right? This is so revolutionary when it comes to trap music and pushing the culture forward. This is what Lil Baby and ESTG was trying to do on those last two albums. Sample some of the late 90s, early 2000s hip hop and blend it in with the new trap sound. And I believe Belly Gang Cushington did that perfectly with The Streets Is Yours. And Sorry Mama, like just that Eminem joint, going back to that, being abandoned by his mother, just talking that talk, like that really put you in your feels and made you nostalgic about cleaning out my closet from Eminem. So Sorry Mama, that stood out to me. And Don't Do It. He did the Jeezy. He did T.I. He Man, this shit just put a smile on my face. Like Belly Gang Cushington, that's real authentic trap music. The wordplay, the flows, the voice, like just the energy, just the spirit of it. It just sounds authentic. It just sounds real. It sounds like he's passionate. It sounds like he not just no dude that just started rapping to get out the streets. It sounds like he wants to rap. He likes to rap. This is a passion of his, right? And we've been waiting on some of that type of thing to form with one of these trap artists. And just his look, real light skin, red hair, looks like a white man, but it's really black. I think he got a look uh that's captivating as far as it's going to get attention, it's going to get some eyes. And he talked about it. He talked about it in his album. He used women to illustrate it on the introduction. And Belly Gang Cushington, uh, hey, I heard a lot of singles from him. This is the first real project that I've heard from him. And if this is what he can deliver or what he's going to deliver, Lord, prepare me. I love that Killer Mike song with Billy Gang Cushington. Uh, if this is what he's gonna do going forward, I think the industry got to watch out. Like some of these songs, like they need to be promoted. They need to be marketed. Somebody got to put some money behind his kid. This guy got something, and the world needs to hear it. He's revolutionizing trap music right in front of our eyes. And if don't nobody say it, I said it first. It's your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your nephew, your friend, but I can't be your son. It's your kinfolk, William Jewell. Well, giving you my detail as I articulate. This is articulating. Rap, rap, rap.